Hi, welcome to Centerville Reports Today. I'm Maureen Russell-Hodson. Well, you know, the warm weather is here, which means spring is here, and summer is not too far away. Summer is Americana Festival time, July 4th. We hope you already have it on your calendar and that all of your friends and family are coming to Centerville, Washington Township to enjoy this great day of festivities. And here to tell us more about this festival, we're going to get the ins and outs. We have Duke Lunsford and Steve Wenstrup, and thank you fellas for being here.
Our pleasure.
I know for you all, on the committee, it's a year-round thing, but as we get closer, time is ticking away, and we really are getting close to go time.
We are. The office now is starting to uptick really big time, and as far as our sponsors coming in, Steve will probably talk a little bit more about that, but a lot of the people are returning as far as our arts and crafters. We had such a tremendous year last year. We're going to have another huge year this year.
Well, let's just relive a little bit from last year, because what a fantastic festival it was.
It really was. We were blessed last year. It was the, quote, perfect festival. And the weather and everything, just people were just so excited, and our food vendors, some of them ran out of food. There was just so many people there.
People running out of food in an hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
It was really the perfect storm. Obviously, we got national coverage with Fox News. Correct. And then just the whole day, everything seemed to just go off like clockwork.
Right, exactly.
It wasn't too hot like it usually is. It didn't rain.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, we do have people coming back. Our arts and crafters are saying, "I want 2 booths this year."
Yeah.
Okay, so the revenue-wise, it's quite well.
I think we only have a couple spots left.
And for anybody who may not be familiar with this, sometimes there are folks who leave during the 4th of July weekend, or during that week, but just give us a snapshot, Duke, of what happens during the time of July 4th.
Well, it all starts with the 5K run early in the morning, and then we've got our parade from 10 until around 11:15. And then Uptown starts with our Arts and Crafts Fair from noon until around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Then we kind of go home and kind of reload a little bit, relax, and then we come back up to the high school for some entertainment at the football stadium, and then it's all culminated in the evening at 10 o'clock with the fireworks display show.
And this is really such a tradition for so many people in our community.
It's becoming an institution.
Yeah. An iconic event.
It is. I mean,
it really is.
It really is. And believe it or not, our office is starting to get phone calls from neighboring communities and saying, "How do you do it? How do you put on such a day? We're the largest in the state of Ohio on that given day."
Okay, how do we do it? Well, first of all, a lot of good volunteers.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And always looking for volunteers.
We are, and if you've got some spare time and you want to give back to the community, this is the way you do it. You can give us a call at our Americana office. Go online, www.americanafestival.org, and it's all right there. And just give us a call, and we'll put you to work.
Yeah, well, what kind of volunteers are you looking for?
There's a lot of areas that people can work. If you look at the various areas such as entertainment that Maureen runs, the 5K run, the parade, there's volunteers that run all those during that day, especially marshals for the parade.
So kind of execution,
yes.
Day of.
So in many cases, the job is mostly that day.
Yeah.
There are many jobs, though, that are more year-round. I run the marketing side. By way of quick story, I got in because my office was on the parade route, and I called up excited and said, "Hey, how about if I pick up some garbage or something?" And they said, "Oh, come on up here." And so I got kind of roped in, but I've been in the marketing
side.
Jim
Rappert for that.
Joe Byerly.
And Joe Byerly. Okay.
So, we don't charge anybody to go to the festival, so we want volunteers to help us market. We count on people as the display shows there to be a sponsor, but by being a sponsor at such a huge event that everyone's calling about, you get to expose your business to an unbelievable amount of people. And I'm telling you, last year during the festival, I said, I want to come back. I've never had this many people knock on my door in one day.
Exactly.
So they're not inordinately expensive. It's a pretty good deal to be a sponsor. But we are looking for more because we really pay for everything. You don't walk in the door and pay anything. If you buy a hamburger, you pay for a hamburger. But entertainment and bands we were just talking about. Fireworks, that's a huge amount of money to put on one of the best fireworks shows in the area. So, we have an expense budget that we need to pay for, and the sponsors are kind enough to do that, and they also get an opportunity to expand their business. And I will tell you, this year I have gotten calls back from people who were sponsoring last year, and can I get my same spot back? So.
And I think a lot of people might think that it's sponsored by the city of Centerville or Washington Township, and really the Americana Festival is a non-for-profit organization.
That is correct. Yeah, our theme this year is our youth, America's future, and that's where we're headed. So we're looking for the youth to come on out and give us a shot, and we'll take a look as far as volunteers are concerned.
Yeah, and it's so important. I mean, this is something that your family can help with that day, but if you are interested in maybe getting more involved, there are some leadership positions as well.
There are, because there's about 15 committee directors, okay, whether it be entertainment, whether it be marketing, we go into Grand Marshal, we go into logistics, we have a whole list of chairmanships. And so if you aspire to leadership and things like that, again, give us a call, and we'd just like to just chat with you a little bit.
Yeah, and it's really a great way to be a part of the community and meet a lot of super people who are very dedicated, not only to the festival, but to our community as well.
Yeah.
So it's a really good organization to be involved with. Steve, I know you touched a little bit about sponsors, but you don't, we were saying this, the festival is huge, and it's a big thing, but you can sponsor one area, or you could sponsor a stage, for instance.
Right.
Not to put in a plug, but you could do that.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of exposure you want. We have more medical groups, for instance, at the 5K run, good exposure for them. The parade, we have a naming opportunity. If someone wants to put their name on the parade, we could do that. Or you could participate in the parade. You can have walkers, you can have a vehicle, you can have a sign carried, you can carry a sign yourself. In the street fair, which is massive, we have several areas. We have Benham's Grove, we have Main Street, and we have the activity center, and then we have the car show next to that. We're looking for a car show sponsor, as a matter of fact, this year. So depending on what type of demographic or what type of people you are looking for to get your name out, obviously, I think a lot of people want to be on Main Street, and that is the biggest area because everyone's going to come by you. There is a flow in the festival, so if you're there.
What's the estimate? 100,000? Seriously? Maybe something like that?
In years past, it was 75,000 people. Last year, because of our perfect festival, we had heard estimates.
Look at the crowds. That photo is from last year.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
We had heard estimates by the Centerville Police Department anywhere between 100 to 105,000 people.
And it's something that I think, as we said, it's a signature event, but it's so important to so many people in our community. This is where they want to be on July 4th amongst all those thousands of people, because it's so much fun, and it makes you feel really great about our country as well.
Yeah,
it is, and I believe that's one of the reasons why we had national exposure last year. I had heard why we were chosen, and out of 10 cities, we were chosen as kind of like an all-American kind of apple pie, kind of grandmother kind of city.
But so true with that festival. We want to talk too about a couple of the events that happened before, and that it's already closed, but there's a scholarship opportunity as well, right?
This is the brightest of minds that this community has, and it's not just the Centerville schools. Other neighboring school systems are also involved as well. My wife and I have been involved of judging those kids over the past 3 or 4 years now. And our future is in great hands. I mean, it boggles the mind of what these kids do, because I can remember when I was 17, 18 years old, what I was doing, and it wasn't what they were doing.
Well, it starts with middle school, right? So the middle school essay contest, and then high school is for scholarship and community service, and then college as well.
I mean, some of the resumes of these kids, I mean, it's this thick. I mean, I'm going, oh my gosh, they're only 17, 18 years old, and they've done so much. So it's incredible.
And a good place to go to get information about the festival really is the website.
Right.
Should be your first
and
stop.
it's pretty much updated right now.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we'll have updated information on entertainment we're waiting for. So we do get a pretty good handle on which direction things are going, what's going on. We have maps. So anything you want to do that day is categorized there. And there's a couple periphery functions. The night before, there's bands at the band shell. So there's a whole lot going on the night before, the day of, the night of. So it's really a fun event. And with this year being on the weekend,
wow,
yeah,
we're probably going to have a good crowd again, but we are really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun year.
And we do receive financial sponsorship from the city of Centerville.
We do.
And Washington Township.
Matter of fact, I just got an email from the head guy at the township, Scott Paulson, today, and they committed, the city's committed. They are our 2 largest financial sponsors,
But
which
it
we're
still
really
takes
glad to have.
more in addition to
Oh
that.
yeah, it does. It certainly does. So,
And I have to throw a shout out though to Centerville Public Works crews who are out there picking up trash all day long, and fire and police and all. So the city and township works together to really help make it a terrific
and don't forget the
event.
freshman football players with their shovels and wheelbarrows following the horses in the
Yeah,
parade.
what a thankless job that is, right?
No kidding. My wife and I used to be directors of the parade years ago, and the pooper scoopers. I mean,
I didn't want to say it. I'm glad you did.
I know, but it's a phenomenal job, and really those freshman football players, they raise their hands first. They want to be in the parade.
Hey, there's great exposure there.
Yeah.
It is as a volunteer pooper scooper, and it's an amazing position, and I hear they jump to the front of the line to do that.
Well, and this is the 42nd
42nd
year for the
year,
festival.
yeah.
It started off as a street fair.
Ox roast, kind of scenario, and it's just evolved over the years.
Parade first, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
really amazing because now we have, as you said, about 15 to 20 core volunteers. Day of, there's probably, a couple of hundred volunteers?
Oh, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's just an amazing thing how, we have the leadership in place, all right, and they recruit their volunteers, and everybody has their job to do, and it gets done. And you were talking about the police and the city works. If you see 100,000 people going down Main Street, and then all of a sudden, around 4:30, 5 o'clock, the city is just turned back into a pristine city, and you would never know that there were food vendors and arts and crafters and 100,000 people going down that street because it's so clean.
And I just want to throw out some numbers. You can see there as you're looking at the number of booths, but how many food booths do we do typically?
Approximately, well, there's going to be a bunch in Benham's Grove this year.
Okay.
Food trucks in Benham's Grove. Around 40.
40, okay.
Yeah,
And combined, all combined 300
Oh,
plus
absolutely.
Yeah,
booths.
and, then, and all the
Yes.
arts and
Vendors.
crafts,
With arts and crafts and
everything is
foods.
handmade, so
Yes.
there are some stipulations, but
Correct.
actually if you wanted to start applying for that, you can do that as well. It's probably people are coming in.
Oh, it's still
yeah.
open.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I was just in the office today, and they said they're almost at the number.
We
from
are.
last year,
We
so
are.
it's happening fast. But we can always make a little bit more room.
We can.
We can take it down the street a little bit further if we have to sometimes.
Yes.
But we'll always find space. But we only have a handful really of corporate sponsors because we want to keep it really a craft
Kind of
experience.
exclusive, yeah.
Right, but I can just tell you that it's so important to have those corporate sponsors, again, because we don't want to charge people to come in the door, and they really help defray the cost of the festival without really inundating people with commercial items. But you might see something from a business you didn't see before, and so it's a good opportunity for you to see them and for them to see you. So we're very thankful for all of the sponsors that we have, and we do list those all on the website. If you're a sponsor and you want to make sure you're getting coverage, it's on there. So
And we have some new corporate businesses coming into the city of Centerville, so would like to invite them to come on in as well.
And look at that call for sponsorship.
Oh, look at
opportunities.
that.
There we
Is
go.
that perfect or what?
But really, I think, Steve, what we're saying too is that we want to maintain the high quality, and things cost money. I mean, that's just the way it is. I think with our festival, people enjoy it so much. I don't think as a person who's going through the festival, you think, wow, this is a really expensive festival to put on. But it does cost money.
It really does, and because we don't charge anything,
Yeah.
That's the reason why we have the sponsorship and companies, so forth and so on, that that we invite to come in and take a look.
It's a great way to make a one-day huge impact, right?
on kids, adults, young adults, old adults, everybody. There's something for everyone.
Thank you. Guys, thanks for so much great information. You can always call the Americana Festival at 433-5898.
You got it.
Or visit the website, americanafestival.org. Thanks for watching. We'll
Look
see
forward to
you next
seeing you.
Yes.